I have Twitter open as we're doing the show, and some news just
Okay.
broke. Can I
Yeah.
drop this on
You
you?
want me? Hold on.
Oh
Don't.
yeah,
Don't.
please.
Shh.
Sorry.
Yep. Don't ruin it.
Breaking news.
Go ahead, JD. I have no idea what you're about to say. I don't have Twitter open.
So FTR lost the AAA belts tonight to Dragon Lee and Dralistico. And Dragon Lee on the show announced he has signed with WWE.
Are you shitting me?
No, I swear to God. So
Oh my
the
gosh.
current AAA, because I'm not sure if Dralistico is signed to AEW, but he's been in the pictures and stuff with the LFI, whatever the Los Ingobernables faction is.
Well, and he's been working the tapings and stuff lately too.
He has been, but Dragon Lee has not. So the current AAA Tag Team Champs is an AEW guy and a WWE guy who are brothers. Wrestling is nuts, man. I freaking love it.
That's freaking wild. And it's and I have later for the Patreon, we're actually going to get into the FTR stuff, but it's one more step towards FTR leaving AEW, which I think all signs are pointing towards. That's absolutely 100% going to happen come this summer.
You think so? I mean, like the dude.
I think so.
The dude just spent an entire podcast pitching a dream scenario to Tony Khan. Like,
it didn't involve him.
Oh, I think it does involve him because because Punk needs a partner.
Oh, so I think he was just talking about, I guess Punk needs a partner, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think that I agree with him that they should all do business, but I don't think it's going to happen that Punk's coming back to AEW. I think that ship has sailed. Everybody's moving on from that situation. It is a dream scenario, but look, FTR, and we'll get into the Impact Year review. That's what this podcast is about. But FTR, they just lost the Ring of Honor titles. They lost to the fucking Ass Boys last week. They lost the AAA titles. They're very likely to lose the New Japan titles at Wrestle Kingdom this coming up week. I think they're gone.
Why do you start a podcast to quit it 3 months later? Why do you spend the money and the dude's trying to figure out all his equipment and stuff like that if the plan is just to bounce? Why? I mean, and this is the funny part too. Is
Regal started a podcast too and bounced.
Regal wasn't planning on
Regal's podcast.
He is taking over Regal's podcast, but Regal's situation is a little bit, a little different.
Yeah.
I'm not sold. I know a lot of people are sold on this. I think this is all more that they're probably going to stay. I think that we are we did the same thing with Tasha, right? When she started losing, we're like, oh, she's gone. Everyone assumes that when people lose matches, that means they're out. And they had all these belts for the better part of a year. So I think the story they're telling is they're going to be down and come back and win the AEW belts. That seems to me to be where things are. And if they're out, they're out. That's fine. Moving in wrestling is great. I think that everyone is way overplaying this, to be honest with you. I don't think it's a lock that they're gone.
You could be right. I think that they're leaving, and I don't think it's a lock that they immediately join WWE. Now, I know that we have I don't know if you saw my Twitter exchange with the guy,
with our friend.
And he has said basically that Dax has already reached out to people within WWE. And he should, if his contract's coming due, he should really grease those wheels. But the contract's coming up in May. They seem to be Dax is a bit of a malcontent. I think that they're gone, and maybe it is absolutely true unless WWE comes strong with a blowaway offer that they can't refuse. I think that they will absolutely probably work indies probably for the rest of that year and then go to WWE. Why do you start a podcast and spend the money on the equipment? JD, my microphone cost me $100. And that's all that I've paid for with the equipment. Conrad Thompson's taking care of everything else for him. All he probably had to do is buy a microphone. Honestly, I'll do you one better. I bet Conrad Thompson just mailed him a microphone and mailed him headphones and just started the podcast. I don't think he's all that worried about it. It's a little bit something for him to do and a little bit of extra money in his pocket and while he waits to go back to WWE.
I don't think so. I don't think that they are as locked to go away as they think they are. And I don't know if there's locked to come to W. I don't know if they're as big a shoe in to return to WWE as everyone thinks they are. Like with Triple H does him, yes, that's his booking crutches. He just brings in new guys. Can't do nothing with them when you get them, but we just keep bringing in new guys. You know,
sounds familiar, right? Sounds like a criticism of a different guy.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. It's so funny. Because to be fair, wrestling fans love debuts and returns.